I was in Buffysdale, Nicetown, and my picture had came up in the TVs and there on the news, and some chick just was tapping me like, "Yo, like look, they got you on the news and shit." And I'm like, "Damn!" Like I slid out the bar, and my phone was just blowing up. Everybody calling my phone and shit. That's when I realized I was on the run. The first thing I thought about was my two daughters, bro. You feel
Mm,
me? I had two daughters at the time. Anaya and Ashaya. They was 3 and 1. So
mm,
my whole joint was like, damn, I might be sitting down for a while. I ain't gonna have a chance to see my babies grow up. So my oldest daughter 21, my middle daughter 19, and my youngest daughter about to be 18. I've been locked up their whole life, so it's like, it causes strain in a relationship. You feel what I'm saying? Because when they was younger, they didn't understand why their dad wasn't there. Like I actually had my oldest daughter tell me recently that she thought I chose to be in jail. Like she thought I just didn't want to come home. So it been times where our relationship been rocky because even though they know I'm their dad and they come see me all the time, they
mm-hmm.
don't really know me. They just know me for being in jail. But I stand on like being a dad and doing what I can do for them. But it should just be hard, bro. Like trying to build a relationship with anybody from in this joint. But I do my best. You feel what I'm saying? That's my world. They my hearts. They was throwing some illegal stuff at me, as far as like saying like throwing a death penalty at me, which wasn't true. You feel what I'm saying? They was throwing life at me, which was possible. But come to find out years later that I had these crooked detectives on my case. You feel what I'm saying? I had a lawyer that was dealing with somebody in the DA office. You feel what I'm saying? Like had I known all that, I would have never took no deal. But when they was telling me at the time, I'm just thinking like, damn, I got my mom and them in the courtroom crying, telling me like, don't go to trial. They gonna give you life or whatever. So my whole thinking is like, I ain't trying to do the rest of my life in jail. So if y'all giving me some time where I can come home in 30 years, then fuck it, let's get it.
Because I'm assuming you at 19 years old, you wasn't looking at it like as like as devastated as it could be by signing that
Right.
deal. So, you know, when did you realize that it was going to be a long stretch in prison? When did you realize like, dang, like I'm really in jail? When did it really hit you?